Hello, this is Ask Micah number 2. You guys did great and sent me lots of questions kind of all at once too, so I appreciate the opportunity for more questions to answer and more material to help you out with. I'm going to pick this question next because it is very similar topic on my more recent videos. And summary of it is, and I have it here so I can rough quote it. Basically, how do you not idealize romance? No matter how far you've come in your life, how is it that you don't idealize romance? And especially if it seems like it's something that's biologically good, necessary, natural for us, which is a very good question. Except the key word here is idealize. So I am going to respond and give you the quick, fast answer right now. And the word idealize, if I read it from the dictionary, says regard or represent as perfect or better than in reality. Okay, so would it be better, realistically speaking? Would it be nicer to have a companion right now if you're single and you're ready for the next level in your life? You say you're ready and you want to attract that right person? Well, ideally, yes, that would be great. But that right person might not be ready for you. If you go to my playlists on YouTube, you'll see that I have everything sorted. I'm sorting them on Facebook as well. There's 11 relationship section, and if you look at some of those videos, I've sorted them to make them easier to filter through because I've made so many now. Love is a very important thing, and a healthy relationship is one of the most valuable things that we can have in life, especially if our goal in life is to continually grow and be challenged and find ways to up-level our lives. I am the kind of person that can look at all of my past interactions with people, no matter how abusive or toxic past relationships may have been, and I would have been a contributor to that. I accept my role in that, and then I say, what can I do? What, even these awful things that happened, let's just get over that, and what can I learn from it? How can I create boundaries? I allowed myself in those situations because I wasn't accepting and facing my tendency to idealize and overly romanticize an concept of what love, marriage, relationship should be. So I should all over my relationships. And that was not healthy. I wasn't grounded in reality or the present moment. I had an expectation. I was continually disappointed. I disconnected. I stayed walled off, which would make my partner angry or have them disconnect. Every relationship, the man may have responded in different ways, but still it's a dynamic that happens when you have an expectation or an ideal in your mind of how something should be. So I think that's the most important thing, being present in the now, taking what has happened in your past. All my relationships, the people from my past have healthier relationships now than they did when they were with me, which says a lot about myself also. So I hold myself accountable on how I show up in relationships. What am I projecting on to that person? What is my expectation? And my most recent relationship, probably because when I was single, I grew and I healed and I recognized a lot of my role. And then I got comfortable, and right about the time I was comfortable, then boom, here comes this other man that I was not expecting. I was totally fine being single. If I had to be single forever, then I was okay with it. But he came along right about the time when it was time to challenge me again. You know what? You have all these things to learn about relationships and the reality of them and the expectations. And he mirrored and reflected a lot of that stuff. And regardless of how healthy and unhealthy the dynamic may have been, it was better than any relationships before it. And we have a very healthy communication now. And we've even made a video together. If you look through our videos, he's with me in one of them to explain our own dynamic and how it would have been unhealthy. I think that people come into your life when it's, especially if your goal is to be challenged, not just have companionship and be dependent on another human being, but you want to be autonomous, but also show up in a very unique and powerful way, and you want someone in your life that can reflect that, then I think that it might take a little more time, because that person has to be prepared for you as much as you have to be prepared for them. So whether God, the universe, dumb luck allows it to happen, it usually tends to happen when you're the most comfortable, just, you've already reached a whole bunch of goals. But when you're looking really hard for it, you tend to have an idea in your mind of what it's supposed to look like, and you miss it. And that's not just about love, that's about anything. I've when I struggle financially and I ask for abundance, it has come to me in ways that don't show up as money. People allow me to borrow their vehicle when I don't have one. They gift me food, like out of nowhere. My cupboards are empty, and then all of a sudden people are like, oh, I want to take you out, and I want to do this for you. So if you're fixated on something looking or coming to you in a certain way, whether it's a prayer being answered, a manifestation looking a specific way, anything like that, if you've idealized it and it isn't the current reality, then you might miss it. You might already be getting it, and you're just not seeing it because it isn't how you have imagined it in your mind. So if you've had a pattern of any kind of addictive tendency where you have an expectation of something looking a certain way, you tend to escape in that or fixate on it, or being uber specific. Have your boundaries clear and know what you won't settle for, and then allow and sit back and just allow and keep those boundaries clear within yourself. And I think that you'll be surprised at what happens. Anyway, I hope that helps. And again, language is always really important in scenarios like this. So if you need any help or support around that kind of stuff, or changing perspectives around old relationships, former relationships, anything that has been abusive or traumatic, I would be more than happy to help you. Just go to missmicah.com and get in touch with me. All right, thank you. Let me know if you have any other questions, guys. I really love them. Keep them coming.